Hello, traders. FS here. Today is Wednesday, so happy hump day, and it is August 6th. So, how is everybody doing today? Hopefully, everybody's having a fairly good week. Started off very slow, but definitely getting some movement this afternoon. So, that's definitely good news for sure. So, anyways, let me start off with the US dollar index. The main purpose of these meetings, as always, is to take requests from people. So, if anybody has anything they'd like me to look at, then definitely put it in the chats, and I'd be more than happy to look at anything. I could look at crypto, stock market, indices, forex, commodities. It doesn't really matter. I'll take a look at pretty much anything. As long as people keep asking, I will stay on for up to an hour. So, anyways, I wanted to hey Skywick, how's it going? Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at the Aussie dollar for you. Euro dollar, definitely. So if you've been watching my US dollar videos for the last couple of weeks, you know that I've been saying that I think this is the end of a pullback right here. So I think this is the end of three waves up, three waves down, three waves up. I think this is a running WXY pattern. So we have an A, B, C of W, we have an A, B, C of X, and we potentially have an A, B, C of Y. So three waves up, three waves down, three waves up. Higher time frame is definitely down. It looks to me like the end of a correction. And what happens at the end of a correction? It goes all the way down and takes out the low of the correction. So I actually posted this first thing this morning to my premium members. If you are interested in becoming a member, definitely check out my website. It's fxpipcollector.com. But I posted first thing this morning that it looks like this could turn into a 1-2-3. And if it's a 1-2-3, it potentially is going to go all the way down and probably end up doing something like that. So I am definitely still very bearish on the dollar. You know, you go up to the very high time frames. I've been saying for pretty much the whole year since we were all the way up here when before Trump got elected, I was saying that this is likely going to go down to about the 61%. You can watch one of my videos from probably almost a year ago, at least in January, and I was talking way up here about how this was going to be my target for because that's 100% Fibonacci extension of wave A projected out the top of wave B, and that is also the 61% Fibonacci retracement of this whole move up. So it definitely seems like a really likely area. You know, there was a ton of support right here. I mean, these are all some pretty significant lows right here. One thing that my old mentor used to say quite a bit is if you go down to the same area or you go up to the same area three times, and then on the fourth time it tries to break again, it definitely can bounce, but normally on the fourth attempt it will break that area. And this is the fourth attempt right here. So I do think that it is going to break down. I do think that the dollar is still in a downtrend. So, like I said, if you've been watching my dollar videos, you've probably been doing pretty good. Now, we don't know 100% that that is the case. I mean, it definitely looks like it is what's going to happen. But you can have the most perfect ABC correction in the world, and it can fail, which means this looks like a perfect WXY at the higher time frames, and if it is a WXY, this needs to go down like this. But there is a possibility that this is a failed ABC or a failed WXY. If it is, then this is not going to be an A. This is going to be an ABC. It's not going to be a wave one, a wave two, and a wave three. So if it's a 1-2-3, it can still make some pretty significant pullbacks, but it would potentially still make lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. It would likely still continue down if it's a wave three. If it's not a wave three and it's a wave C, then it's going to go down to one of these Fibonacci retracement levels, which at this point would probably have to be either the 61 or the 78. It would probably make like a double bottom, that 3-4-5 shape that you get at the end of pretty much every trend. Then it would make a break of structure. If we see a break of structure at the 61 or the 78% Fibonacci retracement to the upside, then that cannot be a 1-2-3. And this idea of this being the end of a correction is going to have to go away, which you cannot be a good Elliott wave trader and be married to your analysis. Like to me, this looks very clear to be the end of a correction, and I think that this is likely going to do this. But if it doesn't do that and the market starts to tell us something different, as in it goes down to a fib level and breaks back up, then we have to go with the flow. And if that happens, then the flow is potentially up, and it potentially could go all the way back up and make new highs. But I still think there's a very good likelihood that the dollar index is going to keep on going down. Now, I literally, in my own personal trading, I spend most of my time analyzing the dollar index when it comes to these $6 pairs. The analysis that I just showed you guys on the dollar index is telling me exactly what to do on all six of these dollar pairs. I honestly could not even analyze any of these dollar pairs and just analyze the US dollar index and then just trade the dollar pairs themselves based on what I see on the dollar index. Literally do zero analysis on these pairs, and I would actually probably do better trading like that. So the dollar index literally will tell you exactly what to do on all six of these pairs besides gold. Gold doesn't really care about the dollar index. So the euro dollar, the Aussie dollar, yeah, we'll definitely look at them. But what I am going to analyze on both of those is based on what I just saw on the US dollar index, which is that this is likely in a wave three of a brand new downtrend. So going to the euro dollar, I've been saying in my videos for the last couple of days, this looks like an ABC right here, but it could fail, as in it could be a correction to this, and it could bounce from one of these fib levels and turn down. Do you see a reason to think that this is turned down yet? I don't. I think it potentially is a 1, 2, 3, just like I saw on the US dollar index. It potentially could bounce. Now, that doesn't mean that it may not bounce. There's a big difference between a bounce and then a higher low, and a bounce and a higher low, and a bounce and a higher low. There's a huge difference between that and a bounce, a double top, and then a break of structure at a Fibonacci level. That is what's going to tell you that it's an ABC with if and when you see this break of structure at a Fibonacci level. If it just bounces from a fib level, that doesn't tell me the trend is over. And then if it goes up here and bounces from the fib level, that doesn't tell me the trend is over. I would do nothing but look for longs on this at least until preferably the 1 to 4 hour time frame gets a break of structure to the downside at a Fibonacci retracement level. So I personally would definitely still be very, very bullish on the euro dollar. Euro dollar started off extremely slow, but the fact that this week, I mean, Monday and Tuesday were extremely slow on the euro dollar, but the fact that this made what I consider a running ABC means that there's a lot of up momentum on this pair. This is a higher high wave C than the wave A. The reason why I made a higher high is because there's a lot of buyers on this thing right now, which means there probably is a pretty good chance that it's just going to go and go and go and go. And there's a pretty good chance this is going to go up and make new highs. It definitely looks like 1, 2, 3 waves on the daily time frame. 1, 2, 3 wave cuts into this last wave up. 1, 2, 3 waves down, goes up, makes new highs. So I'm very, very bullish the dollar pairs, very, very bearish the dollar index. When it comes to the Aussie dollar is a little different. I mean, honestly, the Aussie dollar has been a nightmare. I haven't really traded this much in quite a while because of this. It made a big impulsive move up at the beginning of the year, and then ever since then, it's been just a complete mess, in my opinion. These are like some of the most overlapping waves ever. I don't really like trading stuff like this. I like trading stuff that's actually trending. Now, based on what I saw on the US dollar index, I would have to come to the conclusion that this may go all the way back up and make a new high. I was thinking that it potentially was going to take out both of these lows, and this was like a WXYXZ, which is probably easier to see on the 4 hour. So I do think there was some clarity to this pattern, but yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it still kind of looks to me like it might go down. So that's why we cannot rule out the possibility of it going down. If it's a WXYXZ pattern, which it looks like it is, then we would have 1, 2, 3 waves down for W, 1, 2, 3 waves up for X, 1, 2, 3 waves down for Y, and then 1, 2, 3 waves up for X. So far it fits extremely well for this to be a WXYX. That means that the wave Z more than likely is going to make 3 waves. So 1, 2, 3 waves down, probably to take out all these lows. So to be honest with you, the Aussie dollar does kind of make me think that this will go down again, whether it's based on the Aussie itself or whether it's based on something else. I don't really know, but it definitely makes you think that down is the direction. So I would be on about the 1 hour time frame. I would probably. It depends on what time frame you're trading, obviously. If you trade, if you're a scalper, then it's kind of different for you. I'm definitely not a scalper, but same exact thing that I just said on the US dollar index and the same exact thing I just said on the euro dollar is applying to this one. This is either an A or a 1, this is either a B or a 2, and we're either in a wave 3 or we're in a wave C. Either scenario, it does not look over yet. We are not even at a Fibonacci level, really. If it's a wave 3, it still will bounce. It's not like it's just going to go up in one straight line. It's still going to make bounces, just like this over here, the pretty decent little bounces. But if it's a wave 3, it will continue to make higher highs, higher lows. If it's a wave C, then it will not continue to make higher highs, higher lows. It will likely go right to one of these Fibonacci retracement levels, which for me, I think the 50% is a pretty likely area if it is a wave C, and then it will be like a double top, then it will be a breaker structure, then it will turn back down for the continuation of the downtrend. So that is definitely what I'm looking at. And like I said, this is all based on the US dollar index. I could apply this exact same logic to the pound dollar, the Kiwi dollar, the dollar CAD, and the dollar Swiss. So analyzing the US dollar index literally tells me what to do on all six of these dollar pairs. I see somebody requested gold. Samuel requested gold, so we'll look at that. Unfortunately, gold doesn't really follow the dollar index. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It kind of goes in and out of correlation. But as an Elliott wave trader, correlated pairs are extremely important for me because without correlated pairs, I would not be able to figure out what some of these patterns were. And because of that, gold, in my opinion, is a difficult pair to read because it doesn't really correlate with anything. I personally have probably traded gold less. I could count on one hand how many times I've traded gold all year, and it's the eighth month of the year. I hardly ever trade gold because it is not correlated with anything. But I do analyze gold a lot, and because of that, some people in the group do make some really good trades on gold. I just like what I said this morning is still applying. If you saw my morning video, this is extremely clearly a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if nobody has any more requests, I can show you. I could show you what my mentor used to do about gold. If a couple weeks ago I did an interview with my mentor and I posted that on YouTube. So definitely, if you want to see who my mentor was, definitely check that out. That was pretty exciting to get him on one of my Zoom meetings that I do with my premium members twice a week on Tuesday and on Friday. But literally exactly the same thing I said this morning definitely is still applying, which is that we are probably in a correction to the whole 5 waves up now. I think this is 5 waves of A or possibly 5 waves of 1. I still think it could be a wave A, but we'll see. I think this is like an A here. This is probably going, yeah, you kind of got to go down to a little bit of a sort of time frame to see this properly, I think. Because to me, I think we have some sort of a little running thing going on here. It's almost like a contracting triangle or something like that. It's definitely not really a flat. I'd like to say it was a flat. I mean, maybe it is a flat because it's kind of 3 ways up, 3 ways down, 5 ways up, but it looks like it's going to go down and take out this low, and this is going to be like your A, B, C of B or A, B, C of 2. I'm not really sure where 97 even is on the DXY. I look at the DXY maybe once, actually almost never. I almost never look at the DXY. I look at the US dollar index. This is the index I use. I don't use the DXY. I almost never, ever use the DXY for anything. Let me show you because my old mentor was a big gold trader. I am definitely not a gold trader, but my old mentor used to love trading gold, and this is what he would do because he liked gold, and gold doesn't correlate with a whole lot. So most of us can only trade gold versus the dollar. But if you have trading view, you can look at gold versus the euro, gold versus the CAD, gold versus the pound, gold versus the Aussie, gold versus the Kiwi, gold versus the Swiss, and gold versus the yen. So what does gold correlate with? Gold correlates with itself really well. Yeah, I could take a look at Bitcoin. I'll take a look at the US dollar yen. As long as you guys keep giving me requests, I'll stay on for up to an hour. So real quickly, let's just look at some of these other gold pairs just real quick just to see if our analysis is still possibly right. The gold versus the euro. I think on gold versus the dollar that this is the A, B. Actually, it's not even A, B. It's a W, X, 1, 2, 3 ways down for Y. So my US dollar, my gold versus the dollar analysis also fits with gold versus the euro. That's a really good sign that the analysis is correct. Gold versus the Canadian. We have 1, 2, 3 waves down, W. We have 1, 2, 3 waves up, X. We have 1, 2, 3 waves down, W. That lines up really, really well with the US dollar, gold versus the US dollar. So that means that my gold versus dollar analysis is likely correct also. Ooh, gold versus the pound is actually even clearer in my opinion. 1, 2, 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3 waves down. I think my gold analysis is right on gold versus the dollar. And I would never know, I wouldn't have the confidence that my gold analysis was right if I didn't look at other gold pairs because gold does not correlate with anything except for gold. My old mentor used to say that gold versus the dollar is actually one of the least clearest ones. Normally, by the time you look at all these, you can have an extremely good, accurate idea of what gold is going to do. If you don't look at all these, then a lot of times you'll be pretty confused looking at gold versus the dollar. Yeah, interest rate news tomorrow for the pound. That should be pretty good. Unfortunately, the pound interest rate is not always a big mover, but it definitely could be tomorrow. We'll see. Boy, I'm about ready to go short on gold, honestly. Jesus. As a swing trade. Most of these other ones look like this is an A, B, C right here. This is getting ready to go down. I don't know. What time frame are you trading? Wow, gold versus all these other pairs really make me think that we are correct about our gold analysis. It seems extremely clear. Oh, wow, that one's definitely way different, but all the other ones. And now looking at the US dollar, gold versus the US dollar, 1, 2, 3 waves down W, 1, 2, 3 waves up X, 1, 2, 3 waves down Y. So because of looking at other gold pairs, I think that we are very likely correct about our gold analysis, which is that it's probably going to go down at some point. Most of the other gold versus other currencies, it looks like we've already ended the correction, and this right here is like a wave C on most of the other ones. And then once this ends, it actually might just keep on going down. We might want to try to get short on gold at some point soon. Boy, that's about 660 pips if you put a stop loss above the high. But you have a chance to make about 3,300 pips though. So anybody looking to put a 660 pip stop loss on gold? I don't see an entry on the euro dollar. What do you call qualify an entry? What is an entry for you? Is an entry the end of a correction, the end of a pullback, or do you just enter randomly? I don't really know where there would be an entry on the euro dollar right now. Definitely not. I gotta check my. Oh, I don't have it pulled up in here. My pundit account. I'm up about 300 bucks for the day. A little over 300 bucks for the day. Oh no, 275. These are the trades that I said with my members today. These are the three trades that I said. These three trades here. I'm currently up about 275 bucks for the day on the trades that I said with my members at the time of entry. So as you can see, these are the three trades that I took today. Actually, the US dollar Swiss I took yesterday, but these are the trades that I'm currently in, and every single one of those trades gets said with my members at the time of entry. And in order to participate in that, you have to join through my website, fxpipcollector.com. So if you're interested, definitely check out my website. There's a little video you can watch right here at the home page that will definitely explain everything. So watch this little video right here if you want to learn more about that. But definitely check it out. A lot of people are very, very happy with the membership. I got a lot of people in the group. My membership is $30 a month, and I got people in the group making five, six, seven, $800 a week, paying $30 a month for my membership. So definitely, definitely worth the money. Definitely, that's for sure. I really don't like to think of it as a signal service, which I mentioned in here. I do share every single trade I take with my members at the time of entry, but nobody is going to get rich by following somebody else's trades. You can follow my trades and potentially learn how to trade while you're earning, but you're never going to get rich by following somebody else's trades. You have to learn how to trade on your own. My main purpose is to teach people to trade, not to just give everybody all the trades. Ah, nice. You been profitable? Heck yeah, buddy. Nice. I'm not a short time frame trader either, so just realize that I don't really trade anything. I don't trade the short time frames. One or two trades a day, sometimes not even. Yeah, let me look at the pound dollar. Let me go in order. I got the US dollar yen is next. We'll look at the pound dollar. We got pound news tomorrow. We didn't have much news so far this week, but tomorrow we got the Bank of England is doing their interest rate tomorrow at noon. They are planning on lowering interest rates 25 basis points tomorrow. We also have unemployment tomorrow, which based on the non-farm payroll numbers last Friday, it's going to be kind of interesting to see what unemployment is. And we got a unemployment and employment change for Canada this week also. Next week is going to be a really big week for the dollar potentially because we have CPI next week. We have inflation numbers coming out next week for the dollar, so that could be a really big news event, definitely. Maybe we'll get a big turn next week. We'll see. To be honest with you, I personally think that the US dollar yen is back into a downtrend. Yeah, I'll look at Bitcoin after the dollar yen. I think yeah, so it's the dollar yen and then Bitcoin. So I think that the dollar yen is back into the downtrend. I think this is a W. I think this is an X. I think this is a Y. I think we need to see a break of structure to really confirm 100%. But I also kind of think it's potentially going to go up a little before it goes down, maybe like a wave one, wave two. But most wave ones do go down to the break of structure point, so it might make another lower high. Most wave ones end around the break of structure point, so it's probably a pretty good chance this will make a lower high and go down, isn't it? I'm in a couple trades right now, so I need to pay attention a little bit. So I'm still extremely bearish on this. I think there's a good chance it will take out this low. It will at least go near that low before we get much of a bigger pullback. But it does. I don't know. It does kind of look like it could pull back more, doesn't it? It does kind of look like it needs to make one more wave up, doesn't it? Maybe this because this is definitely 5 waves down right here. Maybe this is a complete wave one, even though it has a broken structure. It did break this structure, so maybe that's the break a structure right there. And then this is an A, and this is a B. And then it goes up for a C, takes out this high, maybe the 38 or the 50, and then back down again. Overall, I am extremely bearish, and I personally don't think I would take the long because what could happen is this could make an engulf and move up. You go long, expecting this to happen, but because the trend is down on literally every single time frame, it does this and goes right back down. So I personally would be waiting patiently for more shorts if it was me, but People don't really have a whole lot of patience in the market, which is probably why most people really struggle with making any money. Bitcoin. You don't have to be in the market at all times. You don't always have to be in a trade. People think that they need to be, if they're not in a trade, then they're not trading. Sometimes the best thing you can do as a trader is to not enter a trade. That's sometimes the most profitable thing you could ever do is not get in a trade. Because I would rather not get in a trade than lose money. So Bitcoin, boy, Bitcoin has been pretty choppy, hasn't it? Let's see what this total looks like. Ooh, wow, that does look like a wave A on the total. Maybe this is gonna do this and then go down again. I'm not a crypto trader, but I don't mind looking at this stuff. Wow, wow, that one kind of looks like it's already going back up, doesn't it? Hmm, that looks like an ABC and it's going back up. This is these total one, total two, and total three basically indexes for cryptocurrency. It's basically the DXY for crypto. This one is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. This one is excluding Bitcoin and I don't know, crypto cap or whatever. I don't even know. And this one is including Bitcoin. So this one includes Bitcoin. It really looks like we need another wave up, in my opinion. I would be watching these fib levels so extremely closely. Depending on what time frame you're trading, I would be looking for shorts until we get a bounce and a break of structure to the upside at a Fibonacci level. Like if you're trading below the 1 hour time frame, then I would definitely suggest shorts. But if we bounce from a fib level and break structure significantly, which our structure right now is right here, then I would definitely go back to longs. I was thinking it was going to be a WXY, but that doesn't even really fit that well. One, two, three waves down, one, two, three waves up. It looks like it fits until here. Then it made one, two, three, four, five down. So maybe it's not a WXY, maybe it's supposed to be a flat, but three waves down, three waves up, three, five waves down. Either way, I would be recommending shorts unless you get a big significant break of structure, which it hasn't done yet. I would consider my structure break right here, these highs right here. Actually, that right there is a new low, so you could actually say that this is the break of structure right here. So if it breaks and holds above this area, I would definitely go back to being bullish. If it doesn't do that, then this potentially could be an ABC correction and it potentially could go down again. It seems like it's not really ready to go up. It seems like it's still kind of going down because it's really not strong to the upside yet. It's actually quite weak to the upside so far. So it seems like we got more down left, but it seems like on the very high time phase that at some point it is almost definitely going to go up again. It really doesn't look like it's over. Bitcoin is a fun one. I feel like if I was a crypto trader, I would have to really invest a lot of time into figuring out what pairs Bitcoin really correlate well with. Like if I wanted to trade Bitcoin, I'd probably end up looking at like Ethereum and I have no idea what it correlates with it, but probably these totals. I would look at that, maybe Litecoin or whatever. I don't know, something like that. Let's see, pound dollar. I'm working my way down in order. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky situation on these dollar pairs right now. Whether or not this really is over or not. To be honest with you, the pound dollar is actually one of the ones where I'm taking that this really is a wave C and it really is going back down. Especially if you go to the daily and really zoom out. It looks like an ABC correction. It looks like it's back down. Yeah, no problem, KC. I do these live streams now every Wednesday at 5 p.m. London time or at noon New York time. To be honest with you, the pound dollar is one of the ones that really makes me think that it's going back down, but it did bounce from a fib level. It definitely did bounce from the 38%. And all the other dollar pairs look like they're going up. So, I mean, honestly, the same exact thing I said about the other ones, I think is going to have to apply to this one also, which is that I would be looking for longs if I was trading the 1 hour time frame and below, unless we got to break a structure to the downside at one of these fib levels, which we definitely don't have. This little TD candle right here doesn't tell me that the trend is over, by the way. That's not the end of a correction. I mean, maybe it could form the end of a correction, but it's probably the 30-minute time frame that will tell you that this trend is over. Why is it the 30-minute time frame? Because that time frame is tuned correctly. If it does this at a Fibonacci level, then yeah, I would definitely go short. It might keep going down. If it goes down, makes a higher low, and does that, then why would you do anything except for look for logs? We do have interest rate now tomorrow for the pound, and that probably is going to have a pretty big effect on things. Depending on what happens, I guess we'll have to see what the pound looks like tomorrow. This is either an A or a 1, this is either a B or a 2, and we're either in a 3, which if it is a 3, it will go all the way up and take out this high without breaking structure. If it's a wave C, then it will go to one of these Fibonacci levels and break structure to the downside and prove that it's going back down. Pound dollar is definitely, like I said, it's a little tricky because the pound has been weak, and because the fact that the pound has been weak, it broke structure to the downside while other pairs didn't. The euro dollar didn't really break down, it just kind of rejected structure. Aussie dollar never broke structure down. Kiwi dollar broke structure, but it rejected it instantly. Dollar CAD never broke structure. Dollar Swiss never broke structure. So the pound dollar is the only one that actually broke any structure to the downside. So does that mean that it's really turning down, or what's that mean? I guess we're gonna have to just kind of wait and see. But let me see. I'm in a couple trades. Let me just look at this real quick. I think I want to hold on to this overnight, but it is August, and sometimes day trading is a little better in August than swing trading. You got to remember, I know if you're from America, this is probably like completely foreign to you, but August is a time of month that many people take a lot of time off from work and go on holiday. August is sometimes an extremely slow month, which means that a lot of times it makes very overlapping patterns. Like I said, this is probably really foreign to Americans because in America, you don't get a whole month off like that. In Europe, you get a lot of time off in August. Most of the businesses around me, I'm an American, but I live in Europe, and most of the businesses around me are closed for the whole month. Like the local cafe I go to is closed all month long. A lot of the businesses I go to are closed for the whole month. So because of that, there's definitely a little bit of a lack of liquidity in the market because of a lot of people are on holiday. Lots and lots and lots of people go on holiday this month. Even the big money traders. What do we got next? We did Bitcoin, dollar, pound, yen. We got news tomorrow. XAG. Yeah, I can look at silver. Silver is a pair that I've never traded silver in my life. I've never entered one trade on silver, but I do analyze it once in a while because people like it. The thing with silver is it looks like a pretty significant term until you get up to the weekly time frame. And when you get on the weekly time frame, we are like not even close to a Fibonacci level, which means that it's probably almost definitely going to go up to at least a 78%, which is $42 an ounce. So definitely still very bullish for sure. It looks like a complete pattern on the daily time frame. That's the problem, though. It looks like a complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. Looks like it's over. But because of the weekly time frame, I don't think it is over. I think it's going to keep going up. But we might get one more. I think we are going to get one more push down before it goes up, though. This is definitely a downtrend. This is almost definitely a wave A, in my opinion. This is probably a wave A also. probably gonna do something like this, I bet. This would be an A, B, C, or B, probably the 61%, maybe the 78%, then down again for wave C, and then I bet it's gonna end up continuing the uptrend. I don't think it's gonna break the low of wave 4. I think it's gonna make a higher low. So overall, I would definitely still be. It depends what time frame you're trading, obviously, but I think it's gonna do something like this for wave B. Yeah, no problem. We can look at Nasdaq. Let me just look and see if I'm missing anybody. Let's see. What do we got? We got. Oh, what do we got? We got silver. We did the euro dollar. The pound dollar, Bitcoin, Yo Aussie, and Yo CAD. I had the Yo Aussie highlighted. I might try to sort this still. I don't know. We'll see. I'm in a couple trades now that are doing pretty good, so I don't want to ruin it with a city trade. But overall, I'm extremely bullish on the Yo Aussie still. I still think that the Yo Aussie is going up to like maybe even $2. Maybe not quite $2. Maybe like 1.98. But I'm very, very, very bullish on this until you get down to the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, I think that it's going to go down. I think it's going to do this. Looks like 3 waves down, 3 waves up, potentially 5 waves down. Or maybe 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and 3 waves down for WXY. I don't, anything beyond the pound yen and down, I only analyze it on the daily, weekly, and monthly. I don't go below that. I do trade a lot of these pairs below that. The pairs that I actually trade is this list right here. I trade everything on this list, which is about 20 some odd pairs. But I don't analyze anything below the daily time frame except for the pound yen up, the pound yen, euro yen, dollar yen, gold, silver, all those pairs. Because I personally think that if you know your direction on the daily, you can literally just go down to the solar time phase and trade in that direction, and without really doing a whole lot of analysis down here. I personally think this is an A. I personally think this is a B. I personally think this is a C. It might go up a little more. That's why I'm hesitant to get in yet. It might actually end up going up and taking out both of these highs and then going down. But I think we are definitely getting very close to a turn, within probably the next couple of days, perhaps. Do we have any Aussie or Kiwi news in the next couple of days? We got inflation expectations for the Kiwi. That's probably not going to do anything. Oh, there we go. Tuesday next week. We got interest rate for the Aussie. That might be when it turns. That's good. A lot of the times you can look at your charts and you can say, man, we're getting close to a turn. And then you can go to the news calendar and you can say, oh man, we're only a few what is that, 4 or 5 days, uh trading days away from a really big news event on the Aussie. So that's good news for that big turn potentially. So for now I would still be bullish. I would definitely still be looking for logs, but I would definitely be targeting these highs as a possible reversal point. Yeah, this one. Somebody was asking me about this earlier. I think it was Ryan in the group was asking me about this. And to be honest with you, I could honestly picture this going in either direction because on the monthly time frame, I still think it has a little bit more up potential. I think it needs to go up just a little more, take out all these highs. Then maybe I will make a bigger turn down. You go down to the daily time frame and you're like, oh, look, it broke structure, which it definitely did break structure. But if that break of structure is a wave C and this is an expanding flat, which it definitely looks like it could be because it has a higher high wave B and a lower low wave C. I know I can't draw lines out here. I don't want to get sued, but boy, it looks like an expanding flat. If it is an expanding flat, it's going to keep going up and take out that high perhaps. Trend is definitely up based on structure, so the trend is definitely up based on that. This breaker structure doesn't really tell me anything except for this wave is over. I don't know. It's hard to say because this really looks like a one, a two, a three, a four, and a five. If that is a one, two, three, four, five, that means that this would be an A and this would be a B, and it would turn down for a C, and then maybe turn back up. So that's why I was saying I could almost picture this going to either direction, to be honest with you, which is kind of unfortunate. Usually, if I'm not very confident, I would kind of leave it alone. But what I would be doing is put my Fibonacci retracement on here. If this thing turns down at a Fibonacci level, I would definitely get bearish again. It's pushing past the 61%, so it's probably going to keep going up to the 78%. And like I said, if it does turn at a Fibonacci level, it could be a really good entry for sure. So definitely keep an eye out for that turn. It definitely might make a turn for sure. Ooh, my trades are doing much better. Like I said, if anybody is interested in checking out my website, these are the trades that I took with the group. This is my $50,000 funded account. I have three accounts. I have a $100,000 funded account, a $50,000 funded account, and a $30,000 personal account. These are the three trades that I shared with my group at the time of entry. And you can see that if you want by going to this is the members chats on Discord. Hit my Aussie Swiss trade is right here this morning. That's the Aussie Swiss trade you see. Um, and then pound Swiss is a trade that I just recently took someplace. Oh, pound Swiss is right here. So this was my pound Swiss trade. And then the dollar Swiss was on Monday. I took that trade on Monday. Yeah, I'll take a look at oil. If anybody wants to participate in this, every single trade I take is in here at the exact time of entry with stop loss. If I use a take profit, which I normally don't, is my take profit is in there also. The trades that I am currently in, up $350 from today. So definitely worth $30 a month, I would say. So if anybody is interested in that, definitely at least go to my website and watch this video right here on the home page. This video right here will explain all the benefits of being a member of the group. So definitely check that out. The link is in the chat and in the description. I really want to build a community of traders that bounce ideas off each other and help each other out. That's the main purpose of the community for me, and that's why I keep it so cheap. It's because I'm not looking to get rich from that. I'm looking to get rich from my trading. So if we can build a community of traders that bounce ideas off each other and help each other out and share strategies and share ideas and share analysis, then everybody involved is going to be a way more profitable trader if we all participate and work together. The pound yen is next, so I'll look at that, and then we'll go look at Nasdaq and a couple other things. What do we got next? We got the pound yen, we got oil, and we got Nasdaq. So let me look at the pound yen. I would be looking for shorts on the pound yen. I would definitely be looking for shorts on the pound yen. The question is I don't know. Boy, it really looks like it's going to go up one more time though on the higher time frames. Based on the JPY basket, I think we got one more push down. This is the JPY basket, which is the DXY of the yen pairs. It looks like it needs to go down, make a wave 5, take out this low to finish off the wave C, and then potentially turn back up. So just like I use the US dollar index to tell me what to do on the US dollar pairs, I use the JPY basket to tell me what to do on the JPY pairs. So if I expect one more push down on this, then I would have to expect one more push up on this. And the fact that we are not at a Fibonacci level is what gives me the confidence to say that it probably is going to push up to the 78%, which is the 202 area. So I'm actually very bullish on the higher time frames. But as you go down on the time frames, it's really starting to look like yeah, boy, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of the dollar pairs. I mean, if we get a break of structure to the downside at a Fibonacci level, then I would definitely go back to being bearish. If it just does normal bounces at fib levels and just keeps on going up, then I would stay bullish. I feel like there's a correction in here someplace. I feel like it could be right here too. This is an A, this is a B, and this is a C or something. And this potentially is actually just going to keep on going up. And if I was analyzing the 1 hour time frame all by itself, I would say I'm looking for shorts 100%. I would be watching these fib levels and be like, oh, this is going to go down. But because of my weekly time frame analysis and my daily time frame analysis, and because I'm looking at the JPY basket, I'm actually thinking that there's an ABC in here someplace. Like this is the one, two, three waves, and now it's just going to keep going up. Seems like a lot of these pairs are really at a really important area right now, huh? Ooh, wow, things are moving a little bit right now. What's the Swiss moving so much for? Uh-oh, pushing back up. When something going on, we got some news coming out. So look like there's any news. I don't see any news or anything. I don't have anything from Financial Juice. Kind of a Swiss move too, isn't it? Yeah, guess it's still okay for now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna look at oil. I'm kind of more worried about my own trades to tell you the truth. That's why I was looking at some of these other ones. We got a pretty big turn back to the upside on the Swiss. So I'm a trader also. So I gotta try to manage my own stuff. That's one of the reasons why I stopped doing these live streams in the first place. Because I like to try to make sure I worry about number one first and foremost. Nasdaq was first, so let me analyze Nasdaq first, and then we'll do oil. I personally think that Nasdaq is turned. I think we just ended a five-way pattern on the higher time frames. I think there's a good chance that we might end up going down and taking out the low wave four eventually now. Because if when you end a five-way pattern, it almost always ends up taking out the low wave four eventually. So I would be looking at this move up as potentially a correction to the last move down. Boy, big reversals all of a sudden on those Swiss pairs. What the heck? Something must be going on. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Swiss president is set to leave DC with reach a tariff. That just happened 1 minute ago. That's why the Swiss pairs are moving. Yeah, that sucks. Those trades were doing awesome. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it now. Either they work out or they don't work out. All my trades have extremely good risk management, so even if they don't work out, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, we just had some Swiss news. Swiss president is set to leave DC without reaching a tariff deal, so no tariff deal with Switzerland. So the Swiss president went to the US to try to work out a deal, and apparently they couldn't work out a deal. So they're going back home with no deal. That's interesting. On Nasdaq, I would have my Fibonacci retracement from here to here. I would be looking at this as potentially an A, B, C correction. So if it goes up to one of these fib levels and turns back down, I would definitely go short. It seems like it should be a wave three to come. One, two, three is what I would think would happen next. Hmm. Just had the stupid Swiss. Yeah, shit. That sucks. August, I guess. August is a very choppy month. It still could end up doing what I wanted to do, but I don't want to risk losing money on a trade that I was potentially up upon on. So probably just call it good. Take the little bit of profit I got left and call it good. Mm, might as well just let it be for a minute, I guess. I already did the US dollar yen. I'm gonna look at oil. Let's see, oil. I think oil is going down in a wave C right now. I think we're gonna get a huge reversal on oil when it's ready. Yeah, god dang it. Yeah, I think oil is eventually gonna make a pretty big move to the upside, honestly. So I think this is a wave one, wave two. I think it's eventually gonna go up and make a wave three. I think this is gonna be a wave four, and then it's probably gonna be a wave five. Seems pretty clear on the higher time frames. Daily time frame, I think is pretty damn clear too. I think this is an A. First of all, we got one, two, three, four, five waves up. Wave A, wave B, wave C. Probably 61% fib bounce, maybe 78% fib bounce, and then back up for wave three. I think this is five waves of one, ABC of two, and eventually back up for wave three. So I think there's at some point we're gonna have a big swing trade coming. It's gonna take a little while, but at some point we should get a pretty big swing trade. Might be getting close though. This 61% could be the level. I mean, if this reverses back up and breaks structure, I would definitely take it as a long. And it potentially would be a big swing trade if that's the case, because they would be starting at wave three. But the break of structure is what's going to prove that to be true. So no break of structure means no long. I mean, there's no long right now. This little pullback candle isn't a long. It potentially might go down a little bit more too. So, but if it reverses and breaks structure at a Fibonacci level, it's likely the end of a wave two and likely the beginning of a brand new uptrend. Let's go back to the dollar for a second. Boy, Trump is got some tariff news coming out. It was just Switzerland news, but still got me out of the Aussie Swiss at break even. That sucks because that trade was up a lot. Damn Trump and his afternoon unscheduled news sucks. Because normally during normal market conditions, which have been normal pretty much the last 12 years that I've been trading, normally when the London session ends, which is at 5 p.m. UK time, there's usually a few hours of really slow markets until the Sydney session starts after the market turnover. But this slow period is actually now very active because that's normally when Trump is doing what Trump does, which is stir up the market, which is literally just what happened. Trump and the Swiss president couldn't work out a deal, so the guy went back home. Didn't really move the dollar pairs that much, but boy, it definitely moved the Swiss pairs a little bit. That pound Swiss made a big old push up. Aussie Swiss too. Boy, it still looks like it could reverse though, honestly. Might just be making like a wave five. Go up, make a wave five, and then come back down. But that's okay. Nothing won, nothing lost, nothing gained. At least on that one. So, anyways, I like to keep these meetings to about an hour. I do them every Wednesday at 5 p.m. UK time or at noon Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't done so yet, definitely do check out my website and watch the little video right here on the home page. It will show you exactly what you get for benefits and stuff. Yeah, no politics, man. I'm so sick of the politics. I've been trading since 2009, and like I said, normally things are very, very easy because around 5 o'clock UK time, the markets would become very slow. There was almost never any entries in between 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock. And then during the Sydney session, things would start to pick up again until London session. But boy, this is when Trump likes to stir the pot is around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we got to be careful. We got to kind of adjust a little bit. A lot of entries that potentially a year ago would have not happened during this time of day do happen during this time of day because of Trump. So we definitely got to be careful. That's for sure. But anyways, I will be back next Wednesday. I'll have my PM videos out at the normal time, which is about 2.5 hours from now. Next Wednesday, we'll do another live stream. So if you want to stop by and get your favorite pairs looked at, definitely do so. As always, thank you for watching and happy trading to everyone.